Hey guys, John V from PhoneArena here. I'm doing a quick hands-on look at the LG V10. This is a new series from LG and it's replacing the G Pro series. So this is their high-end phablet handset and has some super specs in tow, but it features some new notable things that we haven't seen before. The first thing I'm going to talk about here is just the design. It looks pretty good, a sturdy construction, and that's thanks in part to its new 316L stainless steel frame and this DuraSkin material. It just gives it a pretty strong package. It's meant to withstand drops, but it's not water resistant, but still pretty solid overall. The design language is a little bit different from their previous offerings because it's more flat than anything else. Doesn't have that curved backing like we see in the G4, but it still shares things like the power button and the volume controls in the rear. And rounding things out, it also has Gorilla Glass 4, 2 layers of it to protect the front. Speaking of display, it's a 5.7-inch Quad HD IPS LCD panel, but it looks like it's almost like AMOLED because it has that deep black color, and the colors are poppy, and the overall display has a nice iridescent glow, so it's really something that captures our attention. But what's more noteworthy about it is found in the upper right-hand corner, which is the second screen, which kind of reminds us of the Samsung Continuum from way back in the day. Now, it looks like it's part of the display, but it's actually a separate panel with its own separate backlighting, and this of course offers us some useful information. When the phone is completely off, it'll display things like the time, date, the weather, and even some other useful notifications. And when you turn it on, you'll be able to multitask between different applications with it, and when you run a specific application, say the camera, you'll be able to switch between the various modes. So they use it in that way, and they tell us that it uses less than 5% of the battery. The other really cool thing is found on the other side, the upper left corner. It features dual front-facing 5-megapixel cameras. Now, it's not there to do that post-bokeh effect or 3D capture, but instead it's just simply there to capture more space, so a wider field of view. So basically you get up to 120 degrees, so you're able to capture more of your friends in the shot. And as LG says, you won't need a selfie stick to capture yourself and your other friends with you in the shot, which is pretty good. In the back, you have a 16-megapixel camera with an f1.8 aperture lens and optical image stabilization. And what's really cool now here, though, is that it features true manual mode with video capture in addition to the usual still shots. So that means you could adjust the focus, the white balance, and even the shutter speed all on the fly. And that's something you don't get in other cameras right now out there. Another cool feature is this auto video highlight feature, which condenses some of your videos to these cool 15-second clips. The rest of the phone is pretty astounding as well. They've brought on a lot of high-end specs with this. For example, it's powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 chip, 4 GB of RAM, and it comes stock at 64 GB of internal storage. That's the only storage capacity they'll have with this, and they do also have a micro SD card slot to supplement that, which is great. They also throw in a 3000 mAh battery. You have also a fingerprint sensor in the rear, which is pretty easy and useful. It didn't take us too long to actually set it up, and it works just like the other fingerprint sensors out there. So basically, you turn on the phone, put your finger on the back, and there you go. It unlocks it pretty quick and pretty fast. I said already, 5.7-inch Quad HD display. You have also the dual selfie camera, and it's going to come with Android 5.1.1 Lollipop out of the gate. They do say that they'll try and get Android M sometime by early next year, or probably before the end of the holiday season. Who knows when for sure. They didn't announce pricing yet, but hopefully they will soon. And it's going to launch in Korea first, and it's going to eventually come out here in the US. No word on pricing, but it's looking like a pretty sweet package for this upcoming holiday season. So if you guys want to learn more about the LG V10, you can check out our website, PhoneArena.com. It's John V. Thanks for watching.